No fixed questions, so would anybody like to start with a question? All right. Your name is?
Mr. Bramley.
Brownlee.
Bramley.
Oh, Bramley. Eamon, there's no doubt I've got your hand. I'm nice to see it without a poster fixed to it, but I have your... Nice to see it without a poster fixed to it, but I have your hand. Lorraine. If you'd like to push the button, in a second they're busy. So we haven't got a microphone.
Okay. Does he put that?
That's it, you should.
Yeah, the SRA override.
Which I will use mercilessly through the evening.
Right, my name's Lorraine Moss and I'm from Romford. This is a bit of a follow-on from the December's Ask the Cabinet, and obviously it's a shame that Councillor White was unable to be here this evening, but I'm sure that you'll be able to pass on my comments. One of the things that I raised at the last Ask the Cabinet was the fact that why can it not be like how many hours that councillors do regarding their special responsibility allowance? And Councillor White did say he'd be interested to know if any other boroughs do this, and I think he was going to try and find out. Now, I've actually found out that Newham Council do actually have their cabinet members are actually paid. Bear with me 1 second. They're paid $10,347, which is 300% more than Havering, but the SRA is then increased to the following amounts depending on the days that are allocated. If they do 1 day, it's $14,488. If they do 2 days, $18,624. If they do 3 days, it's $22,765. If it's 4 days, they do $26,901. And if they do 5 days, it's £31,042. So here we have in Newham, which I see that Havering Council started sharing a lot of their services with to, cut down money. Here they actually look at the amount of hours each cabinet member does, because I'm sure that each position may be slightly different. And another point I wish to add as well is since the last time I was here, I was actually contacted by someone via Facebook who actually I believe contacted Councillor White, and Councillor White said about 19 councils being paid on a similar scheme, and to date Michael White is still yet to tell us which councils are these 19 councils that have signed up to the scheme. So he still hasn't got back to us on that, and I mean there's. It basically.
Right, well, we can start with Newham. There are other ways of doing it. People can do the number of days they clock in. Work isn't at cabinet level quite like that. I mean, do they allow for the 6th and 7th day, which lots of cabinet members work? I mean, no. We have a payment term, a special responsibility allowance for cabinet members. They have an allocated portfolio, which is judged as needing attention, and that's how the SRA works. It's not based on how many hours you work at any one job. That has no basis on the level or quality or value of that work, and that's just a straight how many hours you work, and I think is totally irrelevant. It's if you've got someone who's doing a really special job which involves a lot of different work and might suddenly require a month's solid work of 6-7 days a week, and then nothing for a couple of weeks while that comes to fruition. It's not a valid way of paying people, and I'm glad Newham have got the workforce and the people to do that, because their democratic services is run on a shoestring. We've got 54 councillors as an example, and we've got 4 secretaries. we don't have the spare capacity for them to sit and work out all the hours that everybody may or may not work. So no, I think it's a totally impractical system and actually unnecessary, because I think our councillors and our cabinet members particularly, and you've only got to look at the results of the council with the reduction in council tax, the reduction in various costs, our acceptance of £40 million worth of savings, which I know Newham actually hasn't started on year 3 yet. They've only managed to get the first year and a half savings done. This borough's got all 4 years because we actually believe in planning. So no, I don't think that's a valid way of doing it at all. Shared services with Newham, yes, we do have some shared services with Newham. In some areas they have got very, very professional people, which we didn't. One of them is a head of computer services who could get a job anywhere in the country, but we actually work with them. We didn't have a head of computer services, so actually it's the way forward, because a lot of the work is similar, a lot of the project work is similar, and one person controlling it is adequate, and that's a reasonable saving. And actually, rather than us be criticised for that, I think we should be complimented for that. But of course, not all councils can group together, because, for instance, we couldn't group together on waste services, because Newham have a direct labour force, we have a privatised force. The fact that we've got the cheapest refuse collection in the country per head of population is virtue of how we've gone and got out new contracts, and we've got a very, very good contractor. And I think our dustbin services get praise from nearly everybody. Newham have DSO, they employ a vast number of people to do the same job. So, and we know how that measures because it comes into our Facebook is a foreign territory to me. I've never used it, I've never felt inclined to use it. Michael, if he was asked on Facebook for a view, I can't comment, because I certainly wouldn't even know how to look it up. You spoke to Michael White on Facebook about the pay. My apologies then.
Seen the last webcast,
right,
and actually contacted me regarding all this information, because, say, one of the significant things is the 19 councils that Michael White has mentioned, he's still failed to actually identify these. And really, as we stand at the moment...
I'll make sure he gets that message, because I can't answer that.
I mean, and something else as well, I've been sent, I mean, I believe these are the up-to-date figures. This is cabinet members in Havering, at the moment, are paid 72% more than Barking and Dagenham, 73% more than Barnet, 102% more than Brent, 130% more than Bexley, 48% more than Bromley, 90% more than Ealing, 130% more than Enfield, 38% more than Greenwich, 27% more than Hammersmith and Fulham, 28% more than Haringey, 138% more than Hounslow. I mean, I could continue, but I think I've made my point. But
the first thing is, I don't know how accurate those figures are. I don't know.
London councils they come from,
well,
which is where Michael White...
I'm asked the question, what's my view on that? I can't answer that because I don't know. It's an area that I'm not involved in. Michael White, as leader of the council, is involved in that, and when he returns, I'll make sure he gets the message as to your inquiry as to the 19 councils. I will pass the message on to him. I can't do any more because I don't know. But Mr. Mann will have one conversation at a time. I don't need side answers from anybody.
I did actually send him a message via Twitter, because he asked me to let him know if there was any other councils that did this, which I did do at least 3 weeks ago, and he hasn't got back to me, so I'd appreciate his comments on that as well.
Twitter is another unknown world to me. I tend to be down the hammer and chisel on marbles end of technology, so I can't answer you, but I will make sure the message is passed on to Michael. Yeah, he lives and breathes it, I don't, so, but I'll make sure he gets the message. Now, I had someone I wasn't too sure who it was, but I wrote their name down.